Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. Big trouble, big trouble. I feel like Mr. Todd Bowley, one part of the ownership at Chelsea Football Club, I feel his time at Chelsea Football Club is probably coming to an end. He's now getting investigated. We're going to get into the news. We're going to park all of the transfer news. There's a lot of transfer information that has floated around as well, but we're going to park that for this particular segment. We're going to try and cover that in a different video. Today, we need to go through all of this ownership stuff, which I feel like there will be a change in the near future, not too distant near future as well. So obviously there's the whole Vivid Seats situation that we reported on, that a lot of Chelsea content creators reported on not that long ago, and all of that is coming into the surface now, materializing on top of the surface, and the matter is now seriously getting invested. And on top of that, the new stadium, Todd Bowley has mentioned the only place where there could be a disagreement between himself and Iqbali, Feliciano, Clele Capru is what is actually going to happen in regards to the stadium redevelopment plan. It looks like knocking down Stamford Bridge may not be a solution. They'll have to ultimately basically go to a different location. Stand by stand upgrade of Stamford Bridge is probably not going to happen. Now, we're going to start things off from here, ladies and gentlemen. The investigation, what's going on? Chelsea Supporters Trust has asked the Premier League to act and investigate co-owner Todd Bowley's involvement in ticket reselling website Vivid Seats in an open letter to Chief Executive Richard Masters. Evidence has also submitted to DCMS. More can be found in this particular article from Nizam Kinsella. Now, you might be wondering who is DCMS. Let me just quickly show that to you guys. Bear with me. Department of Culture and Media and Sports. So it's big. It's gone to the hierarchical level, governmental hierarchical level. Vivid Seats, open letter, and DCMS consultation. This is coming from Chelsea Supporters Trust. The Chelsea Supporters Trust has written an open letter to the Premier League CEO in response to reports connecting Todd Bowley and Vivid Seats. The CST has also submitted evidence on this issue to DCMS consultation on the resale of live event tickets. So, look, I'm not going to go through that entire open letter, but this is not looking good. This is 100% not looking good for Chelsea. It's not looking good for Todd Bowley. I believe with this investigation that is going to be, taking place over the next whatever, days, weeks, and whatnot, I can't see how Todd Bowley can stick around being part owner of Chelsea Football Club. I think down the track, his tenure is coming to an end. Iqbali and Feliciano, Clele Capru, they'll be forced to buy out Todd Bowley because the negative image that this is going to end up giving Chelsea Football Club is not going to be good in terms of the image of Chelsea. So let's watch this space. Let's see exactly what happens. Vivid Seats, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, I believe Todd Bowley is one of the directors of Vivid Seats. Could even be part owner, and we'll need to see that. But definitely, he's he's one of the directors of Vivid Seats. So, look, this on top of the stadium stuff, which we're going to touch base on now. Breaking Chelsea sources say there will be no stand-by-stand rebuild due to costs, disruption, and limited ability to improve matchday experience to capacity. The two options left are complete demolition and redevelopment or moving to Earl's Court. So the whole complete demolition, I don't think that will fly either. Once again, massive restrictions with pitch owners, Chelsea pitch owners side of things. They will have to think about moving to a whole new location, and Earl's Court is getting thrown around. I'm not really sure whether Earl's Court is going to happen because plans for Earl's Court to build homes, residential homes. A lot of people are saying, what's more important, stadium or residential homes for people? Commercial space as well. There's going to be jobs and this, that, the other. All of that has been passed, and apparently that is being listed down to kick things off in 2026. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, the planning was already passed. What happened? How come the project hasn't started yet?" Well, it's going to start in 2026. So unless that whole thing is not going ahead, and somehow Chelsea has swooped in and put in the money and taken over the redevelopment and somehow convinced the council that a stadium needs to be built there, I can't see how Earl's Court happens. So this is another issue for Todd Boehly, because Todd Boehly's biggest factor, along with everything that's going on, is he wants a brand spanking new stadium, not just for himself. Obviously, it will yield a lot more money for all the shareholders, but Chelsea Football Club needs it. Chelsea Football Club cannot sustain with the level of revenue that we are making. We need to make a lot more money. So both of these factors, the fact that there seems to be a little bit of stalling in regards to building a new stadium, and also the fact that Todd Boehly is going to be investigated in regards to Vivid Seats and the ticket touting that's taking place under Vivid Seats. If you guys are unaware, check out Vivid Seats, Google them, and you'll see some of the tickets that are getting sold. Premier League tickets, not just Chelsea tickets, are getting sold for like unbelievable amount of money, extortionate amount of money. So ticket touting, obviously illegal, and Todd Boehly is one of the directors of Vivid Seats. So both of these combined is not looking good at all for Todd Boehly. It's not looking good for Chelsea as well. And I do suspect that in the not so distant future, I feel Todd Boehly and Eldridge, one of the co-owners of the consortium that owns Chelsea Football Club, it's going to have to be bought out. It's going to have to be bought out. So let's see how all of this impacts Chelsea. Sometimes some of these stuff can have a negative impact on the team. I know it's very easy for us to sit down and say, "Oh, look, Miz, what are you talking about? The players will not care about." No, all of these things, it matters. It matters somehow. Look, since the Mudryk news, when it first broke in December, just before the Everton game, I said it a long time that it may not be directly affecting players, that news, because it's Mudryk, but subconsciously, just bad news circulating around the club, it creates a bad vibe. So, and then since then, look at the form. Just before the Everton game in December, look at the form since then. And I'm not saying it's directly the Mudryk issue, but all of these things, these negative vibes, these are not good. This also is a negative vibe. Now, next up, a positive news, but I do want to keep it realistic. Breaking: Nicolas Jackson returned to grass and worked with the group today. Fantastic. Good to see Nicolas Jackson back after the international break. I don't know whether he's going to be featuring against Spurs straight away, maybe off the bench. He does need to get that fitness back up again. He's missed at least close to 2 months. I think it was the last day of the January window when he got injured. So it's been 2 months since then. So is he going to immediately start against Spurs? I highly doubt, but we shall see how quickly he can recover and get match fitness. It is a good news because Nkunku, I know recently hasn't been playing up front. He's been playing more on the wings, and he's still been very uneventful. He's not been impactful at all. So it'll be good to get Nicolas Jackson back. Pedro Neto can go back to the wings. Pedro Neto has done okay-ish up front, but still not the answer. Nicolas Jackson will give us that impetus up front. Hopefully can get the best out of Cole Palmer as well. But I do want to say one thing. I see a lot of people getting very excited about this, which is fine. Fair enough. He's an important cog in Maresca's style of play, Maresca's system. But let's not forget, Nicolas Jackson himself was struggling before he got injured. He went through a run of 9 or 10 games without scoring. And Nicolas Jackson, it's well documented now. He's developing nicely. He's still not the finished product, but he's got flaws. He definitely has flaws. He struggles in front of goals. He's not your clinical striker. So yes, great, he's coming back. Yes, we can get a little bit more impetus up front, but let's be honest. He has his own flaws up front. We're not going to sit around and pretend that, oh, we're back now. We're back. So I see a lot of fans getting giddy about the fact that, oh, now Nicolas Jackson's back. We're going to get top 4, top 5 easy. Look, we're not going to forget. We're not going to forget that he also was struggling prior to his injuries. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we've gone through, especially in regards to the ownership situation. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think this is a good look on Chelsea and Todd Boehly being investigated? And it's been lodged by Chelsea Supporters Trust. Like, it's not lodged by anyone else. It's been lodged by our own people. So yeah, some interesting times ahead. As I said, the whole transfer news stuff, there's information in regards to Madueke, there's information in regards to Nkunku, there's information in regards to many other players. We're going to try and cover that on a different video. I wanted to focus today solely on this investigation of Todd Boehly. Let me know your thoughts. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, take care. See ya.